A couple of weeks ago, I read the book Train Dreams by Dennis Johnson. I waited to review it until I had seen the movie, so I figured now I'd spend a few minutes comparing the book and the movie. The plot couldn't be any simpler. What you've got is it takes place from the 1880s out all the way to the 1960s. It's located on the U.S.-Canada border out by Idaho. And the main character is a guy named Robert Grendel. Now, Robert Grendel, no evidence that he knew his parents. He grew up out there. He became a logger. Sometime in his 30s, he met a woman at church, married her, they had a child, and he was still working as a logger for the railroads out there. He took off on a job, and a forest fire came and apparently killed his wife and daughter. He spent the rest of his life living more or less like a hermit, continually hoping that his wife and daughter would somehow come back. And of course, they never do. Now, the story is kind of showcases the development of the West, in a very shorthand way. But it's mostly about Robert Grendel's endurance, his patient endurance. He just gets by, working at odd jobs and being this kind of hermit. So when you finish the book, you're not quite sure what you've got. He's gone through all kinds of experiences that he just can't get his arms around. It seems like reality of the truth, the complete reality, is just about out of his reach. I thought it was a really good book. I thought about it a fair amount after I finished it. From time to time it had come to mind that I'd be saying, well, what's the book really mean? And I'm not sure exactly what that is, but I'll tell you what, it was a really, really enjoyable, very enjoyable book. Well, then I watched the movie, and I'll tell you what, when you watch the movie, the movie sticks very close to the plot of the book, no question. The thing that grabbed me, especially at the start of the movie, was the narrator. And the narrator is a guy named Will Patton, and I've listened to him a lot. He narrated all the James Lee Burke, Dave Robichaux books, and I found his South Carolina draw absolutely hypnotizing. The actors in the movie, really, really good. They all seem to fit exactly the parts that they're playing. And in fact, the guy who plays Robert Grendel, whatever his name is, he actually looks like he worked with his hands for a substantial part of his life. Very, very authentic feel to that. Now, like I say, they streamlined the plot a little bit. They couldn't quite get all the creepy and weird things that were going on in the book in there. And I suppose that's reasonable. It's natural for a movie. They can't quite capture all of that. What they do, on the other hand, is they give you a really spectacular scenery. It's absolutely beautiful. So the movie leaves you with sort of the same kind of feeling that you had if you read the book. I found them both very enjoyable. I'm not about to say, here's what I think this book means, because I'm not sure I can do that. But I can tell you this, they're both very, very rewarding. I think they're both very, very enjoyable. And I recommend them both. Heartily recommend them. I'll see you next week.